All right, just to put this into a little perspective, we had a record high of 85 degrees in Lincoln today. 85. Tomorrow we'll probably get to 80 in at least a few spots in Nebraska, and there's winter storm watches in place. I've forecast 2 to 4 inches of snow, in some spots 4 to 6 in just a couple of days. And there's a severe weather threat. That's what this is right here. So, all right, right here. Some of this, especially in eastern Nebraska, could get on the strong side. The time period this is like late Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning. Some of this could be just it's a marginal risk. So 1 or 2 storms maybe might have some hail. That's about it. And then it changes over to snow, and we'll talk about that down the road. But first, here's kind of what we're talking about from about Grand Island east, and it does include Lincoln, but just barely. It's up towards Sioux City, Des Moines, up towards Albert Lee, Fort Dodge. Excuse me. So places do have a chance, and mainly I'm going to turn off my alarm. If I don't turn it off, I'm going to forget. Hang on, did I delete it? Nope, there it is. Okay. So hail's probably your biggest threat, and quarter-size hail at that. So it doesn't look like a huge deal, but it is, something we kind of want to keep an eye on. Okay, so allergies kicking my butt right now. So if I cough every now and then, I apologize. All right, so here's your stormcast. 2 p.m. Wednesday, nothing. Snow starts to move into north central and western Nebraska by Tuesday night. This is 10 p.m. So we've got the rain first, but it quickly changes over to snow. I mean, quick. Here's your potential for rain and the isolated severe threat, and then it changes over to snow, and then it kind of gets heavy. This area right here, this is probably when it's at its heaviest. That's 8 to 8:30 in the morning, and wind is going to be an issue. Let me make sure. Yes, we will talk about the wind gusts here in just a little bit. So there's the heavier snow. That snow lingers in eastern Nebraska into Iowa through early Wednesday afternoon, and then that should be about it. Gets out of Nebraska about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, before we get to the snowfall total potential, what all the models are saying and what I'm saying, would love it if you subscribed. Thank you. Okay. Model number 1. This one kind of makes sense. You'll see that a lot of these are saying the heavier stuff right here, moderate snow here, which we were just looking at, right? Where that heavier snow sets up, and then lighter over here and over here. Okay, that's 1. 1.2. So just about everybody has 1 to 2 inches, right? And then that heavier right there, lighter right here. So I think, and this is kind of what just about every model is going to pick up on, is this area right here is going to be the heavier spot, while everybody else just kind of sees 1, 2, maybe 3 inches of snow. Okay, so far so good. Let's go to model number 2. Kind of the same thing. You got your 1 to 2 inches for everybody except this swath right here. And it has it a little further south and east. So now all of a sudden you have 4 to 6 from Lincoln to Beatrice to Nebraska City and Omaha, all the way up into Iowa. And maybe a couple of spots here and there. Problem with all of this, and this I could see this happening, but it's so warm, so rain is going to be an issue. There could be rain mixing in at any time, and anytime you take away snowflakes and replace them with raindrops, your snowfall potential goes down because the rain And if you have rain falling on snow, that compacts things. So then all of a sudden everything shrinks down, and pretty soon you have smaller and smaller and smaller. The potential for this to be a snowfall bust where we only see like an inch is huge, because there's so many factors. I mean, the ground's warm, so it's going to take a little bit for it to pile up. There's some dry air trying to mix in, usually the case, right? And it's so warm, it's going to be hard to get the temperature down to where it's going to be all snow in a quick amount of time. So, okay, I digress. Let's go to model 2.2. Kind of the same thing. Has that 1 to 2 inches, and then that higher amount in eastern Nebraska. Model 3, so oh, ooh. So if you don't look at the numbers and just look at this area right here, it's doing the same thing that everything else is doing. This is just saying the colder air comes in much faster, and everybody has 2 to 5 inches and then 5 to 10 inches in eastern Nebraska. Model number 3, I'm assuming for snow lovers, is going to be the model of choice. For those ready for spring, probably not. This one, I like this one. This one makes sense, because it has that pocket right there of 2 to 4, maybe 5 in some spots, and then 2 to 3 right around there. Kind of like that. Model number 5, kind of doing the same thing. It just has things pushed over to the west a little bit. And again, if you don't look at the numbers, it all is kind of lining up right there with the heavier snow. This one's saying 4 to 8 with next to nothing in northwest Nebraska. And look at how sharp that cutoff line is. Even if you do look at the numbers, look at this. Everything on this side over here, nothing. And then over here, you go, how far is that? From nothing to 7 inches is like 80 miles. That's crazy. Okay, that's model 5. Let's look at model 6. This one doesn't go as far out, but it's still showing 3 to 6 inches. So there's a lot going on there. Okay, let's zoom out a little bit. So that shows basically that huge swath is just right there. And we're kind of on the edge of it. Eastern Nebraska is anyway. GFS, same thing, right? And the NAM, they're all, every single one of them, some of them higher, some of them lower, but they all have that axis right there. That axis is right there. Now, the worst part about this is that's all well and good. Snowfall 2, 4, okay, let's say 6 is possible. This is going to be a problem. Look at this wind. This is Tuesday night. Wait till you see Wednesday morning. Look at that. 50 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts. And even with 2 inches of snow, 3 inches of snow, whiteout conditions, blizzard, travel impossible, interstates close, everything closes. This is Wednesday morning. There's 12 hours. You go from Tuesday night to Wednesday night or Wednesday morning. That's 12 hours of 40 to 60 mile per hour winds with the snow. So while we can talk about snowfall totals until the cows come home, you're not going to be able to measure it. It's going to be 6 feet over here and nothing over here. It's just going to be, that is going to be so difficult. I wanted to show you one thing. I don't know if I can show it to you. Hang on. I don't have it. Wait, I do. Here. Let's see what this is for. Oh, it's not showing the HR. Come on. Maybe. Okay. For some reason, the HRRR isn't showing up. But here's for Lincoln, March 18th through the 19th, 2025. GFS has about 2. There's 3 to 4 makes sense. A lot of them are basically 2 to 4. The NAM is high. I think the HRRR was showing, I had it somewhere. I think it was showing 3.5. So I'm saying So I'm saying that swath, I think, will be right there. Your 4 to 6, maybe 6 to 8, right there. Lincoln, Beatrice, down towards Hebron, Hastings, Kearney, Grand Island on the edge of this whole 2 to 4. I think most of this is 2 to 4, but you're going to see 4 to 6 to maybe 8 inches in here somewhere, and then next to nothing over here, and 1 or 2 over here. But that swath right there. But again, this is going to be really, really hard to measure because 60-mile-per-hour winds. Okay, that's it. I'll probably try to do this one more time because we should have time. So I think tomorrow, Tuesday, I'll try to do this. So